I, 35 meters, am engaged to May, 35F. My best friend, Andre, 35 meters, is the best man. Fake names. First, details. May is a huge anime and gamer nerd. Like, huge. We're all gamers, but she has like every system under the sun and loves playing video games, including the retro ones like Tetris and Sonic. She's also into MMORPG like FFXIV and JRPGs like the Tales of series and games like my time at Portia and Animal Crossing. May and Andre have always gotten along, but they never actually hung out near video games together. I had him and two of our other friends over for a couple beers and cigars. Andre heard May turn on her Switch, and he asked if she had Super Smash Bros. She said yes, and Andre said, "Let me show you a thing or two," in a joking manner. I warned Andre that he was going to get thrashed, to which he made the comment, "Girl gamers don't scare me." No, May did not hear him. Well, May suited up with Yoshi, and she annihilated all of them without trying. They asked her to change characters. She went to Young Link, then Peach, then Jigglypuff, then Roy, and lastly, her favorite character, Ness. Creamed all of them. Now, I'll admit, my friends have short tempers with gaming. I could see they were frustrated, so I proposed we do something else. Everyone except Andre was done with the games. He proposed they play Tetris, free on the Switch and already downloaded. And, once again, Andre lost. Hard. Like, extra hard. Painfully hard. To put it short, he got completely thrashed. May won first place in 2-player every game. Andre stopped playing and they all went home afterwards, annoyed. I don't think May noticed. Later on, Andre and my friends invited May to a game of Rainbow Six. May gladly accepted and chose her favorite, Frost. They played the private party matches and she basically was always the last one standing. May told the guys she was going to take a bathroom break and put her headset down. I asked May if I could play the next round. She agreed and I put on her headset only to hear my friends talking trash about her. They were saying things like, "Why are girls such tryhards?" and, "She's good at gaming but I bet she couldn't make a sandwich." Now, they didn't know I was there so I spoke and told them to shut up. Andre laughed and said they were just joking, and I said that's not funny and what if May came back and heard them? He said it's just gamer talk, and I said it wasn't. Andre told me I was being an ass and dragging down the group. He also told me they wouldn't be talking smack if I told May to stop trying so hard. Long story short, after an argument, I kicked Andre out of the wedding. I turned the PS4 off. When May asked why it was off, I said the others got off, but I didn't tell her what they said. Our friends were saying I was overreacting and they didn't mean it, but I honestly don't care. It just made me so mad. Aita? Did I overreact? Edit. I do plan to tell May what happened. This only happened last night, and she's at her mom's right now. I plan to tell her tomorrow. Story 2. Throwaway. I'm 16F and half white, half Chinese. My parents have been split up for a while so I'm mostly over it. They're a lot happier without each other, so while it sucked it's fine. It's weird sometimes when I'm with my dad. People assume I'm adopted, but usually he's good at correcting people. Except for my stepmom. I really did try to like her in the beginning but she's kind of racist. The first time I met her she wouldn't stop touching and commenting on my hair and how I looked like a K-pop star. It just got worse the longer they were together. She would do things like tell people she was my tiger mom, WTF, and make comments about my body type and plastic surgery, and when she moved in she had my dad ask me to only speak English in the house and watch English shows because it made her uncomfortable if she couldn't understand what was being said. When they got married, she kinda sneakily left me out of the wedding photos, and when I asked why she said she wanted a certain aesthetic, which I guess is a nice way of saying, white. I've talked to my dad about it a lot and he says he'll talk to her but he never does, and also that she just doesn't have a lot of familiarity with Asian people so I have to be patient with her because she's learning. My mom and stepdad were really angry about how she treats me but they can't exactly do anything about my stepmom. So they just said that if I ever feel like I need to leave I can call either of them at any time and they'll come get me. It really hit the fan a couple of weeks ago. My stepmom is pregnant and had her baby shower and I heard her make a comment about how I don't look very much like my dad, so now he'll also have a kid that resembles him, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I called my mom to come pick me up and left. My dad called me a few hours later and I told him what his wife said and he said he would talk to her, but I told him he always says that and nothing changes, so I'm not coming over to his house anymore and maybe he should just stick with his white family. Stepmother texted me to apologize, but I told her it wasn't accepted and I don't want to talk to her anymore. My mom and stepdad and my grandparents on that side support me, but my dad is really upset and my grandparents on my dad's side are really mad at me, and people have been telling me that even if my stepmom is being a pill, I shouldn't write off my dad because he's not the one doing it. I love my dad, but I just don't want to see his wife again, and if that means I don't see my dad too because he won't stand up to her, maybe that's how it needs to be. Story 3. Here is the situation. My daughter Abby just turned 11 and was supposed to have a birthday party last month with the girls in her class. She is autistic and has ADHD that we haven't found the right treatment for, so she struggles to make friends, and this would have been the first non-family party she has had. In the last few months, Abby went to 2 other birthday parties where the whole class was invited, which is why she asked to have a larger friend party this year in our backyard. Unfortunately, because of the timing, Taylor, her best friend, wouldn't be able to make it because her family was out of town. The day before the party, I was letting Abby use my phone to give her classmates the time and location information, and I overheard this exchange. Other girl: is Taylor going to be there? Abby: no, she's lame and can't come. I sternly told Abby to hang up and explain herself. She tried to tell me that she wasn't serious, but I thought it was incredibly mean to call her only friend lame, and felt like she was behaving horribly. She insisted that it was just a joke and wouldn't agree when I told her that Taylor would be heartbroken if she heard Abby call her lame. I felt that she didn't deserve to have a party if she couldn't cherish her friend, and decided to teach her a lesson. I made her call all 12 girls that were invited, including the ones she had already called to tell the information, and explained to them that there wasn't going to be a party after all, because she was being punished for saying something rude about Taylor. She was appropriately embarrassed and cried a lot, and I think definitely learned her lesson. So I felt like this was done and dusted, but Taylor came over last weekend for a sleepover and I talked to her mom for a bit at drop-off. She told me she heard about what happened because the other parents had been discussing my punishment and thought it was too harsh, and insinuated I should go easier on Abby because she was a sweet and sensitive kid. I wasn't expecting this, so I brushed it off until she left, but got annoyed that other parents are judging me for my actions when my kid did something that was not sweet or sensitive. When Taylor's mother returned to pick her daughter up, she again laid it on thick how much Taylor liked Abby and how she was glad they were friends, and I said, yep, and now Abby knows to treat her friends well and not to take them for granted. It got awkward when Taylor's mom kept gushing about Abby and low-key implying that she didn't deserve to be punished, and I snapped back, well, I guess you and everyone else knows how to parent better than I do. I am still seething over this and want to know if my actions with Abby and with Taylor's mom were warranted, because I feel like everyone else is taking crazy pills. Edit. I have said in multiple DMs, but I will say here as well that I was wrong and I am disgusted with myself. I will clear up that Abby does go to weekly therapy, but we haven't seen a psychologist or done family therapy since she was 8. I was also suspected of having ADD as a child, but my parents didn't do much to investigate after one type of medication failed to help, so I don't think about it that much and don't know if that's relevant. I sat with Abby after supper and apologized for my actions and enforced that she is a good kid and a great friend to Taylor. She started tearing up and told me she was hurt that the other girl asked about Taylor because apparently some kids had said they wouldn't go since Taylor wasn't. Abby felt guilty because while she was just joking about Taylor being lame, she was hurt that they liked Taylor and not her. I hadn't even considered this and I'm heartbroken for her that I kicked her when she was down. She is a sweet and sensitive girl and I'm very lucky she forgave me. I will be looking into family therapy and connecting with the school to fix this, and told Abby she has a week to decide how and with who she wanted to celebrate a belated birthday. Thanks to everyone who advocated for my daughter when I failed her. Story 4. We used to rent out our basement, but our family has grown, so we needed the space. So we gave our tenants 6 months notice to move out. This was over 2 years ago that they moved out. The tenants incorporated a business using our address a month before moving out and never told us. It was a random name and FedEx packages came to our door that I refused to take because there was no name. I was afraid we were getting scammed. Tenants informed us when they noticed the tracking of their packages and told us then. so I accepted their business packages for the time being. Anyway, when they moved out, we asked them to change their address so they get their mail. For 1 year, their mail still kept coming but no FedEx packages. I texted saying, please get your mail but please change your address. After 1 year, I have started marking their mail, return to sender. This person doesn't live here, I don't text them anymore. Last week, a FedEx package to their business arrived at my door and I refused it saying, we have no business here, IDK what that is. I'm not taking it. The old tenant texted me a few min later cursing saying, why did you send my effing package? I said, you don't live here anymore. Stop sending your mail to my house. I think they may have been tracking it. He texted back, but you have always texted me. I live in an apartment now and I work during the day so I can't get packages. I have to drive to FedEx and it's an hour away. Just take my package. I said, no, I won't. Update your address. My husband said I should just help out because they were good tenants, but I refused. It smells scammy to me and I don't like that their business is still listed under my address when they don't even live here. Aita for refusing to help pick up their packages delivered to my house.